Behind me is our house here in Mehia, Chiang Mai, where we've been living since we retired here in Thailand. It's a big house, 4 bedrooms, maybe a little too big for us now that we're getting a little older. And we want to liquidate some assets and live in a smaller place. So we've decided to build a downsize house. The new house will be smaller, easier to take care of, less upkeep. It'll be in the piece of land just next to our house here. This video will take 6 to 9 months to create. We're going to go through every step of the way, from building the foundation to the finished product. This video will be a lot more detailed than the companion piece, building a house in Thailand. I'll put a link to that in the description. It should be a guide to those of you who are thinking of building here, and it will tell you all the things to expect and the way things are done here in Thailand. This is our beloved wooden house where we lived a few months every year in the winter before retiring full-time. Lately, our son Darren has lived here when he left the dark, rainy Pacific Northwest in the winters, living his digital nomad life. But the termites loved it as much as we, and now it is only a shell of its past glory. So, away it had to go, to make way for a new downsized home. The house was deconstructed, saving all the windows, teak doors, large metal beams, kitchen cabinets, and any wood that hadn't become a termite meal yet. We'll use them in the new house. There's Pikun, the architect and construction manager. The first step in construction, the foundation and the house posts. Each post was to be put in a hole 1 meter deep and 1 meter square. Our workers started to dig on their own, but Pikun saw how hard it was, so she ordered a backhoe to do the job. The rebar makes up the skeleton of our house. We buy the straight rebar and it is bent and fabricated into the foundation base, the house posts, and the wall frames by our workers. We'll need gravel, cement, and sand for the small cement work. The cement truck will come for the bigger stuff. The Jiao Ti is the spirit of the land, and before occupying the land and building a house on it, we need to pay our respects and ask for permission. The Jiao Tis of all the places we have lived here in Thailand have always been kind to us and kept us safe. Our donation to the Jiao Ti include a boiled chicken, pork, eggs, flowers, and incense. It is best to hire those whom you trust and whom you've worked with before. These people are like family to us now. The Sao Lak, or the main house post, is the first to go up. You can identify the Sao Lak by the flags attached to it. Our builders work as a team, and like all good teams, they don't have to talk about what they need to do. They just do it. Men and women have different responsibilities, but they all work together. The cement truck has arrived. We'll need 3 trucks full. They fill all the holes to cover the rebar base. When one hole is filled, they move on to the next. The posts now need framing to be filled with cement. Then the holes are filled back up. A Category 8 earthquake will not shake this house. The frames, made from rented wood, are filled with cement. Then, the middle of each section is filled to the top of the frames with sand. Finally, the whole thing is covered with about 6 inches of cement. Three more cement trucks for this stage, and more to come. Our team forms a bucket brigade to fill the frames by hand, 1 bucket at a time. They will be at this most of the day. Construction is not easy work. The wooden frames are broken off, the wood's collected and returned because they've been rented. No wasting wood here. Now the sections between the cement walls need to be filled in with soil or sand. We will need about 20 dump trucks of soil and a tractor to fill it all in and smooth it out. I'm always amazed at the skill of the Thai tractormen. Almost ready to pour the cement slab. The wire is laid down over the soil. The cement will then be poured over this, about 6 centimeters deep. This will be our floor, later to be covered with tiles. It's time to lay the floor slab. That means at least 3 more cement trucks. The cement guy forgot to bring the longer sluice, so the far sections have to be done by wheelbarrow and bucket. Sang, our chief builder, really knows cement. All of this will eventually be covered in tile. Our builders have been at it for 24 days now. As part one of our house building documentary ends, we can now see the first floor layout clearly. I start filming part two tomorrow morning. Stay tuned.